Coming up on the Shield, Tri Delta held a dodgeball tournament to support St. Jude's Hospital.
And students were able to experience a haunted manor in the Union. That and more, you're watching the Shield.
Broadcasting from Schnabel Hall on the beautiful campus of Valparaiso University, you're watching the Shield on VUTV.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Matt Thompson.
And I'm Lynette Grant. This past weekend, Tri Delta hosted their dodgeball tournament at the Athletics and Recreation Center. For $50, each team competed in this single elimination tournament to be crowned the ultimate victor. The winners were Tri Delta for the female division, Sigma Phi Epsilon for the male division, and Sigma Chi and Kappa Delta for the co-ed division. Any students, not just those in Greek life, were welcome to participate in this tournament. In addition to the dodgeball games, there were games as well as concessions available for purchase.
Tri Deltas in the past have always done Valpo at Bat, and last year we decided to switch it up and do Delta Dodgeball, which was really successful last year, so we decided to do it again this year.
Well, all of the proceeds go to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and so we have a St. Jude rep, so after this we just send the check off to our St. Jude rep, and then St. Jude is going to do wonderful things with the money. They never turn a patient away because of inability to pay. So with this money we're going to be funding children's hospital bills, also the research to help end childhood cancer through this.
All of the money raised from the event will be donated to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
This past weekend, the Brothers of Phi Kappa Psi Fraternity held their annual Kyle Carson Philanthropy event. As VUTV Vice President Ricky Cody explains, this event is very close to this group of men.
I'm standing outside the Hilltop Gym where just beyond these doors, Valparaiso's very own Phi Kappa Psi Fraternity is having its Kyle Carson 3-on-3 basketball event. Now, not only is this event raising money for a very worthy cause here in the Valpo area, but it also has a very special meaning to the Brotherhood itself. For 16 years now, the Brothers of the Phi Kappa Psi Fraternity have been putting on the Kyle Carson 3-on-3 basketball tourney to raise money for their philanthropy partners at the Boys and Girls Club here in Porter County. Organizations were encouraged to participate, as well as others in the Valpo community. Phi Kappa Psi Philanthropy Chair Kevin Wagner says this tourney is for a great cause.
It is to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club of America, the local Valparaiso chapter, and money goes directly towards them for their sporting and academic events.
For the Brothers of Phi Kappa Psi, the event, although beneficial, has much more of a deeper meaning.
Kyle Carson really means a lot to us because, first of all, this tournament is in memory of a brother who passed away in the 90s. And he was just, from all accounts, I never met the guy, but he was an absolutely outstanding Phi Psi, outstanding man on campus, and really made an impact here at Valpo. And the proceeds of the tournament go to the Boys and Girls Club, but just the fact that we're able to continue to have this in memory of Kyle Carson, it really means a lot to us.
In the end, not everyone could win.
We lost. We got third place out of 3.
Did you have fun now?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
But one thing was for sure.
For the kids.
With 11 teams competing in the tournament this year, for the Phi Kappa Psi Fraternity, it was nothing but net. For VUTV here on the Shield, I'm Ricky Cody.
In the Christopher Center this past week, students were given the opportunity to learn how to use social media in finding a job. VUTV correspondent Ryan Glatzhofer has more.
I'm reporting at the Christopher Center Library. I am here at a workshop called Using Social Media to Find a Job.
Kim Whalen, an assistant professor of library services at Valparaiso University, led this informational session. Adam Reister, the senior international business major, also contributed to the session. Social media outlets such as LinkedIn were covered in order to teach students how to network and find positions in particular fields. The main purpose of this session was to inform students on how to use LinkedIn in a professional environment. Students were taught how to create their own profile and learn how to network in their professional field in order to find a job. Kim Whalen talked about the different media resources available in the Christopher Center.
So we talked about LinkedIn, we talked about other social media sites, and then I also highlighted some of the resources that are available here in the Christopher Center that relate to the topic of the program.
Websites such as graduatejunction.org, academia.edu, and epernicus.com are great social media sites as well. They help graduate students and professors share their research with others online while networking with their fellow scholars. LinkedIn is an online resume that allows users to connect with others by editing information such as your education, a resume, and any other skills or experiences. A LinkedIn profile picture should be a professional photo of the user, and it is very important to remember that the number of connections you have is not nearly as important as the quality of those connections.
I've had a LinkedIn profile for about 3 years now. Of course, it's been a lot more professional in the last year or so now that I'm a senior, but I did start early because it's never too early to start. Every job opportunity, internship, anything that I've ever gotten was through networking or some sort of connection that I made, and LinkedIn is the perfect way to do it, especially if they're further away or they're not in the area that you can talk to physically.
For The Shield, I'm Ryan Gladsolfer.
Students went for a ghoulish treat this past weekend as they made their way through Morris Manor. The event took place this past weekend in the Har Union Ballroom. Residential Life and UPC were in charge of all the event. All of the students signed waivers in order to enter the haunted house, and they were allowed to enter in groups of 10. The event was well organized with a storyline and scary costumes.
We had a pretty windy day out there today, but the sun will be moving in over the next couple days, and we might have a chance of rain for the weekend. I'll be talking more about that coming up in my 5-day forecast after the break.
Your dependable and accurate Valpo weather forecast with meteorologist Hannah Colliander.
Welcome back to The Shield. Right now we're looking at our future temperatures forecasted for tonight at 7 p.m. Valparaiso and the surrounding areas are sitting around 40 degrees, so definitely not too warm out there, but not too chilly of a night either. And then by tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., 36 for that walk to class, your first 8 a.m. class. So a little bit chilly, might want to bring the scarf out with you. And then by 5 p.m., we're getting up to 47 degrees. So definitely not too warm tomorrow, any heat wave to speak of. But then by Friday at 8 a.m., 39 degrees, so a little warmer. And then Friday afternoon, we warm up to 52 degrees, so not as chilly for Friday. For tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low of 35. Our winds will be out of the north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. So a bit breezy, but definitely not as windy as today was by any standards. For tomorrow at 9 a.m., 34 degrees to start out our morning. Mostly sunny skies, and we'll be clearing up by the afternoon at our high of 52 degrees, and then overnight down to 36 for our low and mostly clear skies. Taking a look at our 5-day forecast, for Thursday, sunny with a high of 52, low of 36, should be a beautiful day. Friday's mostly sunny with a high of 55 and a low of 44. Saturday, we could have some showers overnight, so definitely bring your umbrella if you're going to be doing anything exciting Saturday night. And then Sunday, for Veterans Day, there's a chance of thunderstorms, so if you're celebrating in any way, definitely keep an eye out on the weather. And then for Monday, we have another chance of showers with a high of 50 degrees. So definitely want to keep your umbrellas handy if you go out anywhere this weekend, guys. Could be a little bit rainy.
Thanks, Hannah.
In regards to the wild conditions of Hurricane Sandy, Storm Shield meteorologist Tyler Eliason has the story.
Hurricane Sandy is now long gone, but as the death toll and damage costs continue to rise, you can bet that this storm will go down as one of the worst in our nation's history and won't soon be forgotten.
Sandy wreaked havoc across the northeastern U.S., causing coastal flooding along nearly the entire eastern seaboard. Many northeastern and mid-Atlantic cities were partially, if not completely, inaccessible for days. Roadways, neighborhoods, subway systems, and even airports were flooded by up to 10 feet of water. The enormous storm surge and strong winds destroyed piers and caused large boats to break away from their docks. Due to the sheer size of the storm, areas several hundred miles inland even felt the effects of it as it was coming ashore. Some areas in the mountains of West Virginia saw up to 36 inches of snow. In the Great Lakes, huge waves battered the shorelines. In the Chicago area, waves upwards of 20 feet crashed along breakwalls, making for quite a spectacular sight.
This type of impact from a storm in the Northeast is certainly a very infrequent occurrence, so hopefully it will be quite a while before those folks have to deal with something like this again. Hopefully, it's never again. For VUTV, I'm meteorologist Tyler Eliason.
We'll be right back after a short break with news outside of Valpo, as well as your Valpo sports. Stay tuned on Channel 82.
Welcome back to The Shield. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is putting restrictions on gas stations in his state to help alleviate long wait times and lines. He signed an executive order to implement odd-even rationing. Here's how it works. Passengers' cars bearing license plates that end in even numbers can only fuel up on days of the month ending in even numbers. Odd number license plates and specialized plates without numbers can fill up on the odd number days. The executive order went into effect this last weekend for 12 counties. The plan should work in New Jersey since only gas station attendants can pump gas. Some 60% of gas stations tracked by AAA in New Jersey were not operational.
The World Anti-Doping Agency says it will not appeal the United States Anti-Doping Agency's decision against Lance Armstrong. Leaders say they support the decision to strip the cyclist of his 7 Tour de France titles and ban him for life. This news came after the USADA found overwhelming evidence that Armstrong was involved in a doping program. During his time as a professional cyclist, Lance Armstrong maintains his innocence. In the wake of the controversy, the French Cycling Federation now wants him to return nearly $4 million from Tour de France wins.
The latest Mars rover project has been a success for NASA, but so far no sign of life. Little to no methane gas has been detected by Curiosity on the red planet. Methane is an indicator of potential biological or chemical life. On Earth, it's produced by either biological or non-biological processes. Scientists believe methane may only exist on Mars in trace amounts. Curiosity began a 2-year mapping mission on Mars in August. The rover has been beaming back images from the planet's surface ever since.
Banks are offering up some financial help to victims of Superstorm Sandy. Several banks, including Bank of America, Chase, and American Express, have sent out emails notifying credit card customers that they may qualify for special credit offers if they were impacted by the storm. Some banks are also offering short-term loans. In some cases, the banks are being more lenient than usual about lending, but experts say you should look at all your options before taking on more debt. They recommend you check with your insurance company to see if any damage to your home or car is covered. Experts suggest storm victims should also look into any funds available from national or state disaster relief agencies.
7 panda cubs born in 2012 began to meet in the public of Chengdu, southwest China's Sichuan province. The 7 pandas came out as a sideline of the contest of Professional Panda Caretaker, or Panda Ambassador Selection, which has produced 16 finalists. Of the 7 pandas, the biggest is Ao Lao, weighing 13 pounds, and twin brothers named Cheng Shuang and Cheng Dui are the only twins born this year. All the panda cubs are in good condition. Meanwhile, the 16 finalists have joined the Panda Base in their program to train giant pandas for release into the wild. 3 winners of the Pambassador program will be announced in the upcoming weeks. According to the organizers at the Chengdu Panda Base, the contest aims to raise awareness of protecting endangered species. Only 1,600 pandas are estimated to remain in the wild. During their 1-year tenure of Pambassadorship, the selected winners will be given the opportunity to witness a panda delivering babies and spend time with the panda cubs. They're also expected to visit pandas living in different countries and promote conservation to local communities.
And now, with a look at all your Valpo sports, we turn it over to Shield sports correspondent Hamlet Aguilar. Hamlet?
The Crusaders football team played Campbell University this past Saturday at Bowens Creek, North Carolina. The The team earned their first win of the season, erasing a 14-point deficit en route to a 41-21 victory on the road. Redshirt freshman running back Jake Hudson scored 3 touchdowns and rushed for a career-high 248 yards, second highest single-game rushing total in program history. Looking ahead, the Crusaders will come back home, take on Davidson University next Saturday at 1 p.m. Valparaiso volleyball team play at Youngstown State this past Friday. In a match which saw all sets go down to the wire, Crusaders had a 2-1 advantage as we picked things up late in the 4th set. And like it has been the entire season, the Valpo defense stepped up. Lindsey Hawk and Kelsey Victor team up for this block to give the Crusaders the match victory 3-1. Kelsey Victor posted a career-high 15 kills and Kelsey Barrington had 32 assists. On Saturday, the team traveled to Cleveland, Ohio to take on Cleveland State. The ladies rallied from a 2-set deficit, but that wasn't enough. With 7 attack errors in the 5th set, the Crusaders could not get over the hump as the Vikings pulled out a 3-2 set victory over Valpo. The Brown and Gold will be home this weekend, hosting Green Bay Saturday at 7 and Milwaukee Sunday at 2, in what will be the regular season finale. It is his first exhibition game with first-year head coach Tracy Darrow. The Valparaiso women's basketball team unveiled an up-tempo style of play as the Crusaders ran to a 98-49 victory over Holy Cross, Indiana on Monday night at the Arc. The Crusaders will open the regular season on Friday, November 9th at 5 p.m. at home against Indiana University. The men's basketball team played their second preseason game this past Saturday at the Athletic Recreation Center against Robert Morris University. After leading by just 2 at the break, the Crusaders came out with vengeance and used a 20-3 run to start the second half and never looked back, winning the game by a final score of 92-64. Ryan Brokoff scored 15 points and added 7 rebounds, while Capobianco scored a game-high 21 points and grabbing 8 rebounds. This year, the team will have a tough non-conference schedule. Coach Drew sat down to discuss that and more. Take a listen.
Our first priority in scheduling is we want to get home games. We want to get teams to come back, have to play in the Arc, have to play in front of our home fans. And so in scheduling, we tried to get teams that were willing to, if we came to their place, that they would come back to ours. And, you know, St. Louis, New Mexico, Murray State were 3 of the teams that they said after we go there that they would come back to Valpo. So really wanted to give our fans, you know, a great opportunity to see some very good teams on our home floor. The second part is we'd like to give our guys a lot of challenges in the non-conference schedule to help prepare us for the conference season. And going into the environments that we're going to go into, will definitely prepare them for when we get to conference, playing in front of big crowds, playing against very good players. And so I believe our non-conference schedule serves both those purposes.
Crusaders open their season November 9th at 7:30 p.m. as the Crusaders welcome Georgia Southern to the Arc. Crusaders men's soccer team was at home against Milwaukee on Tuesday for the Horizon League quarterfinals. The first half looked like it would end in a 0-0 tie. However, in the 45th minute of play, it was Jamie Bullard heading this cross into the back of the net, giving the Crusaders a 1-0 lead heading into the break. Crusaders hold on for the win over Milwaukee. They will play Friday at 10 a.m. against Cleveland State in the Horizon League semifinals. For more on these games, as well as the rest of your Crusader sports, log on to valpoathletics.com. That's it for sports. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Hamlet. And now with our last check of weather, Storm Shield meteorologist Hannah Coliander joins us here in the studio. Hello, Hannah.
Hi, Matt. It's going to be warmer this weekend and a little bit rainier too, but for Thursday we're going to be starting our warm-up with 52 degrees for our high, 36 for the low, and sunny skies. Then on Friday it's going to be mostly sunny skies with a high of 55 and a low of 44, so you can definitely see that warm-up coming into the area on Friday night with the low only being 44. For Saturday, we should be expecting a high of 62, so a beautiful weekend day, but at night we could have a few showers, so definitely bring an umbrella out with you if you're planning any Saturday night excursions. Then for Sunday on Veterans Day, we do have a chance of thunderstorms all day, so definitely be prepared if you're going to be outside celebrating with your veterans and honoring them in whatever way you choose. The high then will be 63 though, so if it's not raining, it's going to be a gorgeous day. And then on Monday, we have another chance of showers with a slight cool down and a high of 50 with a low of 42 that morning. So pretty nice weekend except for the chance of rain.
That's going to do it for this edition of The Shield. I'm Matt Thompson.
And to get on-demand VUTV programming, log on to youtube.com/ValpoVUTV. For everyone here at VUTV, I'm Lynette Grant. Thanks for watching.